Hey there, how's it going? Ket up here. So, I love Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. This game is amazing. And I thought it might be pretty good if I were to do a regular series on my channel about it. Now, I wanted to make it interesting. It's not just going to be, you know, we fly places and it looks pretty and awesome and stuff like that. Although I do kind of want to do that a little bit as well. But I thought we'd do this as like a career mode, basically. So, I've been testing out the different add-ons to do the career mode. Of course, the two big ones that stand out are OnAir Airline Manager and FS Economy. OnAir Airline Manager, or just OnAir, has nicer user interface and I think is a little more friendly to use. Plus, it has a little more, I would say, single player benefits to it. The fact that you can get the AI pilots and you can sort of run your own airline company by yourself without having to need a bunch of people with you, which is pretty nice. But FS Economy, if you've got the people to work with, or if you can find a group of people to work with, is pretty awesome because you can do like almost like an MMO style, like massively work with people in creating an airline or working in an airline and sharing resources and things like this. I'm a little bit torn on what to do. I think though that because the majority of the play that I'm going to be doing is going to be single player, that OnAir Airline Manager barely wins out. It's a tough choice between them. Honestly, if you really have to take a look between them, I would definitely suggest taking a little gander at both of them equally if you can. I know FS Economy is a little backed up for their applications right now. Please be understanding for them. Theirs is a completely free service, whereas OnAir Manager actually does require a subscription fee, although it's a very, very tiny fee. Trust me, it's not that much. But yes, this is what we're gonna do. Now, I have tinkered around with both, but I thought it might be best if, for the series, I start over. So I deleted what I was doing, and I had like a little airport thing I'd called Moose Rock in both of them actually. And I deleted them and I decided, you know what, screw it. We're going to start right from scratch and we are going to work up this like career mode as an airline pilot and eventually maybe the person that owns an entire specific airline. And we'll work it up and see how it goes. So first we're going to do company name. I've been kind of torn on what to do, but I think I'm going to settle with QED Airlines. And for those wondering where my name KEDHUP comes from, it's actually an acronym. It's Quad Erat Demonstratum Heisenberg's Uncertainty Principle. So QED is something you will see in scientific or sometimes legal texts. Just look it up. I don't feel like explaining it. Just look it up. So we're going to go with QED Airlines. Airline code, well, we will just go with QEDA. Pilot pseudonym, well, we're going to go with KEDHUP, of course. Can I capital? There we go. Pilot birthday, let's go with my birthday here for a second. Can I... Real. Back. No, back too far. There we go. Flight experience. This one I'm a little torn on. I'm not entirely sure how many hours of flight I've been doing for everything in total. So we're going to say 60 hours. That's not too bad. I've clocked in more hours than I thought. Initial location. So I don't actually live here, but this is very close to my neck of the woods. And I personally have been to this airport before. We're going to go with CYHM, which is Hamilton Airport in Ontario. Hamilton's a fairly sizable city. It's got like a population of like 600K. So it's not a small city by any means. It is a size 5 airport, pretty decent airport to start at. I'm not sure if it'll have the planes to rent that we'll need right away. We might have to do a bit of a trip, but that's not too bad. Difficulty level. This will influence your loan capacity and your owner's equity. I think we're going to go with realistic. I think this means that we start out with less stuff and then we can't get as many loans. I don't mind making it a little more difficult. You know, we got to work our way up. Start with a really tiny plane and, you know, we didn't get into this because we were rich. We got into this because we love flying. jobs pay bonus. However, I don't want to stay poor forever. So I'm actually going to bring this up to like a bit of a bonus. 50%? Yeah, 50% bonus. Okay, let's, there was a bald dude with a beard in here, although it was a goatee, but close enough. Here we are. Oop. There's a yellowed shirt version of him too, but I don't like the yellow shirt. So we're gonna go with the guy in the suit. We are super fancy. I don't know what survival mode means. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go look that up, and I'll be right back.
While the following film plays. Stop fighting now. Stop writing now.
I'm back. I looked up survival mode, and honestly, I'm not gonna turn it on. Most of it sounds pretty cool, where it just, you know, puts you in ultra realistic mode, but there's a few things where, you know, this is a video game. I don't always want to have to deal with everything ultra realistic. Like, if I sit down and I want to play and, you know, my employee or myself is not in the right place, I want to be able to just move them to where I want them to be without having to wait 17 hours because they have to drive to the airport to get the plane. I just want them to be there so I can play the game, especially when I'm recording a video. So survival mode doesn't really work. I can still individually tailor the settings for this. Like if I hire employees who are an airline, I can still have it where they have to travel, which is perfectly fine for me. I'm willing to make myself wait for that, but I don't want to make myself have to wait for myself, so to speak. So yeah, we're not going to do survival mode. So we're going to create. And it begins. Now I've already done this a couple of times, checking this out, partly because I went to record this video and it already fucked up on me once. So we are going to click this. We're going to go in. I've already done the tutorial. I don't think I can do the tutorial again. So it is impossible for me to get all the extra benefits of the tutorial, which is like a free plane. I think it's a Cessna 152, I think. Anyways, it's a free plane and a bunch of extra cash. Whatever, I don't need it. We're starting realism hard mode anyways, so you know we only start with 70k in cash. Not a lot. we're gonna have to work ourselves up. We start 70k in cash. We start with like the starting freebie mission, which is gonna pay us 5,000, which is not too bad. If we can find, oh, it's down this way this time, so that's not too bad. Cargo 335, which isn't too much. We should be able to do that in a relatively small plane, probably like a Cessna 172 with the Skyhawk. We're going to have to see what planes are available, but let's look at the company here, a quick one first, just to double check. So once again, we have 70k in cash. Company value is 0 because this is like personal cash basically. Owner's equity, 70k. We have absolutely nothing. Level. Here's where we got to figure out what we want to do. Now I could do bank loan agreements, although because I'm in the realistic mode, my bank loan agreements are going to be significantly less. So I don't think I would be able to take a bank loan right away to buy an airplane. It might be better for us to just keep taking jobs until we can buy one with our own money instead of taking a loan. I could do hiring agreements. I'm thinking it's best if we go down this chain and we do passenger licensing. We get the speeds for like fuel loading, cargo loading, stuff like that. Then we can start taking things like dangerous jobs and medical jobs. I'm thinking that's the better way to go. Then we can get, some of these are high paying. We take dangerous or medical jobs, they're high paying. Oh, I start out with 1 skill point, so we're gonna take a passenger license right away. That way I can take passenger missions, which is pretty nice. More likely I'm gonna be able to get more mission stuff. We don't have any aircraft, so we need to go to the global market. We need to get an aircraft. I already have it loaded in the flight sim, as you can see here. So I just had to click search for aircraft I've loaded in my sim. If you don't have that, you can choose it from the list and stuff. That's fine. I want it relatively close to where I am, to CYHM. Okay, distance. Oh my, I got lucky for the, oh yeah, for rent. I got lucky. There is a Cessna Skyhawk at where I am. This did not happen to me the last 2 times that I played. There was not one here. So there is one here with a rent price. That is awesome. I do not even have to go anywhere. Last couple of times I was setting this up, I actually had to travel to go pick one up. So we're gonna rent it. It's very cheap, all things considering. It's not as cheap as if it was like a 1.52, but it's still pretty cheap. The Skyhawk, it's only a 2,000. I'm gonna say dollar. I think it's credits, but $2,000 renting bond, which is 10 hours of flight renting minimum, basically. And then the dry rent per hour is 200. Does it start with where is it? It starts with a little bit of fuel, but where we're starting has fuel, so that's fine. So we're gonna rent it. Yes, okay. Like, do you want to transport there like instantaneously? Yes, I do. I'm already there though, so it doesn't matter. I'm already there. So this is the airport that we're going to be starting at. This is CYHM. This is Hamilton Airport. Here it is. John something. John C. Monroe Hamilton International Airport. Now, let's go to our pending jobs. We have one job here that goes from CYHM all the way down to KDKK. So cargo is 355. We will go to our aircraft. Now, taking on extra fuel, because we're going to want extra fuel. Take on the cargo, first of all. We don't have a lot of space for extra fuel, but I think it's still going to be worth it. So if we bring this up, how far? Well, if we go to like 50% fuel, which should be more than enough. More than enough. We'll load everything in here. We're going to confirm fuel and payload, and it's going to start loading everything into us. There we go. We are going to KDKK, which is Chautauqua, Dunkirk. We're just waiting for everything to be loaded. The cargo, the fuel is already loaded. We're just waiting for the cargo to get on there. Okay, then we go to our flight tracking page because we are all set. Now, one thing we need to do, I did this sort of in the wrong order. Normally, before I confirm everything, I go into the flight sim and make sure everything's set up there for the weight profiles. So we're going to go in here. We have the Cessna Skyhawk. Let's do our ATC options. So tail number, you can use any tail number. I'm just going to use 1138. Call sign is going to be KEDHUP, which oddly enough, the flight simulator actually pronounces properly. When I write it in, they actually say KEDHUP. Flight number, we're going to do 1983 just because I like that. It is showing the tail number. Weight and balance. So we do have 50% fuel. Pilot weighs 190, which feels very forgiving to me because I do not weigh 190. The cargo load is 335 pounds, which is just within the balance limit. We're fine. We're fine. If we needed to, we could move some of it to the passenger seats. We're fine. We're okay. And we are still within our weight allowances, so we're okay. Okay, so I think we are all set up. We just got to get our directions in while we figure out where we're gonna go. So CYHM from Hamilton to KDKK. Excellent. Now, this is not a very beefy plane, so we're going to do low altitude IFR. All right. We can... Which runway are we using? 30. Can we do an 06? No. 12. That's the one we want. 12, because this is the most direct. Get us straight down there. And what approach do we want here? Direct. Oops. Okay, so there's no ILS. This is just a tiny little airport, I bet, isn't it? Little asphalt one. Yeah, probably just a tiny little airport. So we can do RNAV 33. RNAV 15 looks like our better approach. A little more direct, maybe? No, I don't like that. We're probably just gonna go VFR as we approach it. Yeah, you know what? We are not gonna do that. We're gonna do automatic. That's probably a pretty good approach. We'll approach a little bit more from the east, and then I'm just gonna manually fly it in VFR visual. We don't have like an ILS approach or anything, so I don't need it to get us to the right level there. Whatever, we got IFR on the way, so that's not too bad. Navlog, so we're not even going to be topping out anything higher than 5,000 feet. It's actually that's pretty low. It's not too bad. I don't think it's that big of a run though. 25 minutes, so that could be a lot worse. That's actually pretty okay. As we get beefier planes and we can go up a little bit higher and stuff, we can do longer runs for like the same amount of time. Honestly, if we were in the TV Caravan or something like that, for 25 minutes, we could probably be flying like double the distance because we can go a lot higher than the 172. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna begin flying. Now, right now, as we're loading this, I will take a look. So it has loaded us. It can't see exactly because we haven't started. It thinks we're in whatever slew mode is or whatever. Basically, we're still loading. We have the map up. It sees it really wants to bounce us where we are. Okay, I can't look around. It really wants to bounce us to where we are. So the map up, it tells us where we are, tells us which direction we want to go. I can probably zoom out. There we go. So we're going down to KDKK. Shows us K-Buff there, which is Buffalo Airport. That's another really good airport. I'm probably going to be flying a lot of things back and forth from. So we've got a random cargo delivery. Being the tutorial or the initial one, it's not telling us what the cargo is. It's just cargo. Mystery boxes. What's in the box? 335 pounds of it, which is, I mean, not huge, but it's not small either, especially since we're in a little newbie plane. So here we are, Hamilton Airport. Oh shoot, I was gonna set it up in a parking spot so I could do a proper cold start. I apologize for that. I would like to do a proper cold start. I will do them in the future. What's it got me for the lights on? Okay, everything is on but taxis. Good. Okay. All right, we'll put one thing of flaps on. Because whether you need the flaps or not, and in a Cessna 172 with a really long runway, you don't need the flaps. Whether you need the flaps or not, the game will penalize you if you don't use them. No idea why. So, yeah. So we're gonna do depart straight out.
Hamilton traffic Kenneth 1983 taking off runway 12 departing straight out.
Okay, so before we take off, see, I would be setting some of this stuff up, not sitting on the runway normally. Just sitting here on the runway, kind of a big no-no. And I would like to preface this with, I'm not a pilot. I am not a trained pilot. I've not even been in the flight simulators that awfully long, although I have always been very interested in aviation. I've had several family members that have had pilot's licenses and whatnot. I've always absolutely loved it. And I've sort of tinkered around with them before, but I've never gotten as in-depth to them as I do now. And I really, really love aviation because of, one, always being kind of poor, and two, having a very bad back. I've never been able to get my pilot's license in real life, which kind of sucks, but you know what? I deal with it. But instead, we get to do this. So we got our heading bug up. Yeah, so 5,000 feet is what I'm going to. So let's get our thing to 5,000 feet. Oop, there we go. Okay. So we're gonna leave everything off for now. We'll deal with that as we get up. Actually, I can pre-turn on the nav mode, and we're gonna end up doing this as like vertical speed mode. Oops, wrong way. The other plane, you like press on it's like technically a slide button. You press down to make it go up. On this one, it's actually nose up, nose down because the Garmin 1,000, I think it is. Anyways, that won't activate until I hit the actual button for it, for the autopilot, so we're okay with that. Okay, here we go. Parking brake off. We have one thing as the flaps up, and we take off. So it's a little bit later in the day. It's kind of nice out. I like it. I like it. Okay, and you notice as we're taking off here, I'll quickly switch. See, it's now monitoring our flight. We gotta switch back. I can't stay on that screen because, you know, I have to fly the plane. Maybe once we're in cruise altitude, I can go back and actually show you the screen as it's properly being monitored. Guess I can take off now, eh? So we are going to take off straight out from the airport. And just start climbing. I'm not going to turn on the autopilot until I am sure I am clear. I'm going to put up the flaps because I definitely do not need them right now. And I don't want to be killing too much speed as we're rising. Actually, we're still gaining a fair amount of speed, so I can rise even a little bit quicker. Probably closer to like 1,000 feet a minute. I just want to make sure we are relatively clear. That's the other runway, the side one. Oh, a little bit stuttery, just as it's loading some things in as we get higher. There we go. Okay. So now we should be able to turn everything on. And we are good. And you see it says GPS autopilot on. It's in VS mode. The GPS is for the nav mode that's on, because if we hold over to nav mode, it is on, because my option is to turn it off. So it is doing it for me. Heading, I'm gonna keep the heading bug straight ahead in case something screws up the nav mode. I have noticed there are occasionally some issues still with the autopilot in this game. It's a little buggy sometimes. So I don't know why it was constantly trying to change my trim. Oh, I didn't mean to turn it off. It's constantly trying to change my trim to a 100% up, and I have no idea why. This video is a mess so far. I promise in the future everything will run better. Once again, I have no training. I have like, 50 hours of flight sim dicking around in it and watching some YouTube videos. It's fine. I am actually downloading some manuals that I'm going to be reading over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully learning some more proper things. I'm learning how to read things like the website Sky Vector, where it actually shows you the proper charts, the areas, and what elevations you can go to, so you can plan out your flight plans and things like this. A lot of really good videos out there by various people. I've been watching a lot of videos, especially by like Squirrel. I've been watching a lot of videos that are pretty interesting, gotta say. So we shall see. I'm definitely going to take a look at them and see what I can do to make it a bit better. In the meantime, Okay, here we are. We are approaching, I believe this is the border here. If we zoom out too much, it doesn't actually show. So this, I believe this is the borderline right here, right down the center of the lake. Actually, I don't use it very often, but if I use the VFR map button to actually bring this up, we can expand it. It should show us here, right along here. This is the airspace border between the two. So going from, we're a good portion of the way along here. We're over the halfway mark, that's for sure. Getting from, well, we came up from CYHM, came down through ZHM point here to D-Last, and then it's a straight narrow right to KDKK Airport. Although, looking at the runway, because this is the runway we're going to be going along here. Once I probably start getting into this airspace, once I start getting probably closer to here, I would say, I'm going to start heading this direction. We're going to get ready for when we start wanting to lower ourselves down. We are probably going to be told that right now. Oh, and I even guessed the right amount. We're going to be going to 2,700.
Descend and maintain
That is awesome. Okay, so vertical speed mode, especially when going down, I just prefer vertical speed mode, to be perfectly honest.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Report runway in sight. Maintain present heading and altitude. Kenneth 1983.
There we go. Okay, we are doing good. Runway is definitely in sight. Okay. We're also going to do heading mode. We're going to start turning ourselves over because we want to start be able to get to the other runway there.
Turn left heading 155. Turn left heading 155. Kenneth 1983.
I'm actually going to be ignoring what he says about turning heading 155. Okay, we're going to announce our position as we're coming in. We are right here, but as you see, we're going to be coming around. It was having us going directly into the airport. Normally you go up, depending on your approach procedure, you'll either be crossing across the airport, circle around, and then come around to what you need. We are just going to, and this is not proper procedure, so like all you hardcore flight sim fans are like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, it's too bad. This is what we're going to be doing. So we're flying around on the outside here. Let's take a little peek on the outside. Goodbye, mouse. Here, let's take a little peek on the outside here so we can see where we are for the prettiness. See, so here we are on the American side of the lake. Specifically, this is the New York State, and we are going to be just flying around the edge of it, getting to here. Okay, how are we doing? We're pretty close. Okay, so I'm going to take the air pilot, or the taking it off. We are, oops, wrong way. We're going to adjust our trim back to like normal trim, basically. And we're going to start an actual approach vector here. We're going to announce that we're on our final.
Kilo Delta Kilo Kilo traffic Kenneth 1983 is on final runway 24 to land.
I'm probably a little lower than I actually need to be. No, I should be fine. Once again, I'm a noob at this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think because of how much I've messed up in this particular video, I'm going to leave it relatively unedited. I kind of want to see my progress as I go, because I'm going to be going from a complete noob, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, to hopefully someone that kind of knows what they're doing. Eventually. Anyways. We's gotta land this bitch. I will occasionally swear, and I'm not going to apologize for that. It's, you know, it's YouTube. I stream on Twitch. I do things on YouTube, and honestly, I don't think swearing's that big of a deal. Whatever.
500.
There we go. We're putting some flaps down because I got to kill some speed here. Definitely coming in fast. So what I would like to do is, since I'm coming in so fast, I'm actually aiming a little short of the runway. Slide a little bit over here. Whoa, whoa, the game kind of paused for a second there. And then we flare up, kill some more speed. I'm in a little bit of a fast approach, actually.
Landed at Kilo
There we
Delta
go.
Kilo
That's not too
Kilo.
bad, actually.
Chautauqua
Not my
/Dunkirk.
best landing so far, but it'll do. And we're gonna see if that changes at all. The air traffic control, that's the other thing that's kind of buggy so far. The air traffic control is, I would say it feels a little incomplete. And I don't think I'm the only one that thinks that. We're gonna go here, despite what this bus is doing. Okay. There we go. We can announce we're clear of runway.
Delta Kilo Kilo traffic Ketchup 19.
Now maybe we can actually taxi into a parking spot. And on the next one, hopefully we'll try doing this properly from a cold start in, yeah. So the only option it gives me right now is announce clear of runway. I don't get an actual ability to taxi anywhere. Okay, so there wasn't actually a tower here. There's just like a beacon post. Okay, so that's why. So I guess I just taxi wherever. Just gonna shut her down right here.
End of flight. Registered in OnAir Company.
Level 2 is obtained. So that's pretty cool. We are going to get out of this. We're going to go main menu and we're going to close out of that flight because we are done that. So, oh, I never showed the screen when we were in flight. I did kind of for a moment, but yeah. Anyways, completing the mission flights give you a ton of experience, like over 1,000 experience or something. That's pretty cool. So, received a lot of experience for the flight. I did gain, which is pretty good. I got some reputation gains. I didn't lose anything because I remembered to use my flaps when I needed to use the flaps, even if I didn't need to use the flaps like during takeoff, which kind of whatever. I don't have to worry about aircraft condition chains because I'm renting it, and you never got to worry about your rental vehicle. We did pretty good. Engine on, touchdown at this, and we did jobs finished. This 335 pounds. Payment for cargo is delivered. Go to OK. And just to see it, we're going to go to our home screen here for a quick second. And look, company value 2.7K. We've made some money. Well, we've got this airplane rented. I think we're going to do a couple other cargo runs with it. Honestly, probably for the best. So I'm going to leave that for next time. I have been recording this one for a while. Even in edited down, this is probably going to be a fairly decent sized video, all things considering. And yeah, we will come back next time, and there will be less of the setup, less of the me explaining things, and more of just the awesome, pretty scenery and all of that good stuff. And I think we'll have a pretty good time with it. So thanks for joining me in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been having a lot of good time with it. Here we are in our Skyhawk doing some cargo runs. Next week we're actually going to, or not next week, next video, we're going to do some real cargo runs and maybe even some passenger runs depending on what we can do up. I would like to fly back into Canada. I would like to stick in Canada as much as I can. Maybe start flying a little more northern, maybe do some runs in stages between, like, you know, up to Ottawa and then maybe over to Montreal and maybe start flying out east a little bit more or something. That would be pretty cool. Just travel around. I might wait to do some of that until we have our own plane rather than renting, but we'll find out. Anywho, it's been fun. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/KedHup. Also, if you like the video, feel free to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little alert button. You never know when I'm going to upload a video, and I'm uploading more and more videos all the time, streaming regularly all the time, which are saved on here as videos. Definitely suggest please hit that for sure. thank you for joining. And also, if you need any other information, join our Discord. The links should be in the information below the video itself, as well as in the panels for the information for my YouTube. Join the Discord. We have a really wonderful community going on, and it is growing exponentially. It is expanding a huge amount, and I definitely suggest checking it out. So stay healthy, stay safe, and have a good one, eh?